Welcome to this tutorial on the Async builder in Kotlin Coroutines. In this video, we'll explore how to work with coroutines that return values. The Async builder is a powerful tool that allows you to perform asynchronous operations and get results back, making it essential for tasks like network calls, database queries, and parallel computations. Let's dive in and understand how async and await work together. Before we dive into async, let's understand the problem it solves. When we use the launch builder, it starts a coroutine but doesn't return any result. Launch follows a fire and forget approach, meaning it's perfect for tasks where you don't need a return value, like updating a user interface or logging data. However, what if you need to fetch data from a server or calculate a value and use that result later? That's where async comes in. While launch is designed for fire and forget tasks, async is specifically built for tasks that need to return values. The async builder creates a coroutine that returns a deferred result. Think of deferred as a promise of a future value. When you call async, it starts the coroutine immediately and begins executing your code. The key difference from launch is that async gives you back a deferred object, which will eventually contain the result of your computation. You can then use this deferred object to retrieve the actual value when it's ready. Let's break down what deferred actually is. Deferred, with a generic type t, represents a promise of a future value of that type. It's non-blocking, meaning your program doesn't freeze while the computation is happening. Deferred extends job, so it has all the capabilities of a job, like cancellation, plus it carries a result. The most important function you'll use with deferred is await. The await function suspends the coroutine until the result is ready, then returns that result to you. This suspension is non-blocking, allowing other coroutines to continue their work. Let's look at a practical example. Here we have a suspend function called fetchData that returns a string. Inside, we create a deferred object using async. The async block simulates some work with a delay of 1,000 milliseconds, then returns the string data loaded. To actually get the result, we call deferred.await. The await function suspends execution until the async block completes, then gives us the result. Finally, we return that result from our function. This pattern of create with async, wait with await, is fundamental to working with async coroutines. One of the most powerful features of async is running multiple tasks in parallel. In this example, we launch two async operations. Result 1 fetches user data, and result 2 fetches posts data. Both of these start executing immediately and run concurrently. Then we call await on each result to get the actual data. The beauty here is that both fetch operations happen at the same time, not one after the other. If each fetch takes 1 second, the total time is about 1 second, not 2. This parallel execution significantly improves performance when you have multiple independent asynchronous tasks. Let's review 3 important concepts about async and await. First, await suspends execution. When you call await, the coroutine pauses at that point until the result is ready, but it doesn't block the thread. Second, async has a lazy start option. By default, async starts immediately, but you can pass start equals lazy to delay execution until you explicitly call await. This is useful when you want to prepare computations, but not start them right away. Third, exception handling works differently with async. If an exception occurs inside an async block, it's stored in the deferred object and only thrown when you call await. This allows you to handle errors at the point where you actually need the result. To wrap up, remember this simple formula. Use async to create coroutines with return values and await to retrieve those results. The async builder is perfect when you need to perform computations that produce values, especially when running multiple tasks in parallel. Combined with await, you get clean, readable code that handles asynchronous operations efficiently. Practice using async and await in your projects, and you'll find them indispensable for building responsive applications. Thank you for watching, and happy coding with Kotlin Coroutines.
If you like this video, hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe. Visit codelucky.com for more such useful content.